If you've clicked this video, you've probably had some type of spiritual awakening. You've probably got to the stage where you really know that you are infinite, that you've got the sense of what you are, but nonetheless, somehow your fears are getting worse. And the question might come to you, arise, such as, why is it that I can know the truth of my being yet somehow still feel fear? Why is fear still arising? Why does my suffering seem to be getting worse? And what you'll find is the reason for this is because you are shedding the final layers of your sense of separation. So if you think of the belief in separation, basically your ego, it's your identity structure so far. Not completely, it's not all it is, but so far your identity has been based on the presumption that you are temporary, limited, and finite, attached to the body, attached to the mind, inside the brain, and inside the body. So when you are relieving yourself of this belief, this subtle habit, this subtle hint that you may not be infinite is still there. And what that will do is be like, well, what if I die? Basically, that's basically the ultimate question, is that you're asking subconsciously, is what if this kills me? What if somehow I die? What if somehow going through this process kills me in some way? Maybe you feel like you'll lose your individual identity. I know for me, I thought that I would dissociate, like I would just float into this infinite experience of oneness, that I didn't have any personal experience anymore, that I didn't have any individuality. Obviously, it's all a load of nonsense. Nothing really changes. It just gets better. So we have to see that we're already experiencing the truth of reality. The only thing that falls away is things that cause suffering. Nothing physically or visually is going to fall away. So as you come to this realization, this is what they call passing through the eye of the needle. You are facing the ego is grabbing onto its last supply, whatever that supply may be, and it's starting to lose touch with objects. It's not able to grasp the body anymore. It's not able to grasp a certain thing. It's grasping onto ideas, and sometimes we get to a point where there's got no object at all to grab onto. So it's just fear for the sake of fear. There's no actual thing that we can rationalize is the fear. It's just fear. And that's when we simply continue to move beyond it. Think of yourself like a burning flame. You're burning up in the flame. The flame is your being. The fear takes place as the burning of the moth to a flame. If you think of we're like the moth, the separate cell's like a moth. It just wants to go to the flame, but it doesn't want to get burnt. But little does it realize it's not really the moth, you are the flame. And all the fear takes place within you. So experience that fear. My experience with it, I remember very specifically, was if I would sit to meditate. And at this stage, I wasn't necessarily using a technique or a practice. It was more of this natural sitting. I'd moved beyond that point of needing some sort of fixation or some sort of thing to do. It was just more of a natural sitting. And because I had come from a very meditative spiritual conditioning, it meant that I sat at certain points every day in a routine, in a structure, and it was still the conditioning that had played out. So I continued to run through that conditioning, and I would sit there and I would start feeling this fear every time it was happening. It felt like I was going to disappear. It felt like I was going to vanish. My heart would start beating. I would start to slightly panic, but then it would just relieve itself. I remember someone telling me the same thing. This is the time where you're passing through the eye of the needle. You're moving through something so small, nothing else can come through it. And you will find yourself still there at the end of it. So whatever passes through that is you. You do not disappear. Everything false leaves you, which means the belief in separation. And the belief in separation, when that's relieved, you don't lose anything. You don't gain anything. Nothing's taken away. Nothing looks physically different. It's just that you are no longer fearing death, existential death, and you're no longer suffering the same consequences that you used to suffer. In other words, you're peaceful and happy, unconditionally. So have this courage and let this video be a message that kind of provokes you in these moments to find that courage, which you all have. We all have it within ourselves, to pass through that eye of the needle. And I assure you, you'll come out of it perfectly fine, at peace. Nothing will change. You'll look back and laugh, just like I'm laughing now thinking about it. So I have a free community. If you'd like to join, I give free guidance, free meditations every single week. The link is in the description. I also have a paid community where I can coach you directly and do one-to-one sessions with you. So if that's something you'd be interested in, click the link in the description and I will see you soon. Have a beautiful day, guys. Take care.